What's up, everybody? Let's get into the waiver wire pickups for week 8. Before we get into it, guys, just do me a quick favor. Smash that like for me. Smash that subscribe if you're new. Let's get right to it. We'll start at the running back position. It's going to be DEMERCADO of the Arizona Cardinals. I know a lot of people wound up dropping him after last week where he wasn't as involved as everybody wanted him to be. Ingram was more involved. Damian Williams was more involved. But now that all changed this week with DEMERCADO. He led the team in carries with 13 for 58. And then he had 5 targets, 4 catches for 17 yards. So he played the majority of the snaps in the backfield, almost all the snaps. Damian Williams only had 1 carry. Keontae Ingram had no carries. So DeMercado looks like he's the guy to have right now with Connor out. So go and pick him up if he's out there. Next up, we got Darrell Henderson. We heard rumblings that he was going to be more involved, and Zach Evans was really not going to be as involved as we thought he was going to be because he was the next guy up. Instead, they went with Royce Freeman and Darrell Henderson. A lot had to do with the pass protection. I know that was something that Sean McVay had mentioned, and we know for rookies this can be an issue. But Henderson wound up 18 carries for 61 yards and the touchdown. Also had 1 catch for 5 yards through the air on 2 targets. But Darrell Henderson is the guy to own now in this Rams backfield with Kyren Williams down. So pick him up off of waivers for week 8 if he's out there. Next running back up, we've got Pierre Strong. We had Jerome Ford go down in this game. He could be missing a few weeks. So Pierre Strong and Kareem Hunt are going to be the guys that are going to be getting the work in this backfield. Kareem Hunt should not be on waivers right now. If he is, obviously you pick him up. But Pierre Strong is going to be that next guy to have. He's going to be getting some work in that backfield. He came over from New England, and he can do a little bit of both. He can run and he can catch the football. So if you need a running back to grab, pick him up off of waivers for week 8. Next running back up, we've got Chris Rodriguez, which was kind of a surprise. I mean, 7 carries for 31 yards. Didn't get any work in the pass game, but wound up only 1 carry behind Brian Robinson, and he had more carries than Antonio Gibson. I didn't really expect to see that. Gibson had 2 targets, only had 2 carries. He does fumble the football a lot. That's been an issue, an ongoing issue for Antonio Gibson, and it seems like the coaching staff is just kind of fed up with it at this point, and now Chris Rodriguez is getting carries behind Brian Robinson. So not a guy that you're going to be able to play or just plug in, but if Brian Robinson were to go down, it looks like Chris Rodriguez would be that next guy up to take on that role. Next up, we've got some tight ends. Taysom Hill. I mean, all of a sudden, the last 2 games, he's been involved. 5 carries for 18 yards and the tutty, and then he also had 4 catches for 50 yards at the tight end position. So as long as Juwan Johnson is out, it looks like now they're trying to get Taysom Hill a lot more involved. So being that he's kind of a little bit of a cheat code and you can slide him in at the tight end position, you hope he gets some rushes, maybe he throws a pass or 2. But if you don't have a top tight end, if you don't have like a top 4 or 5 tight end, then you might as well take the chance on a Taysom Hill at this point. You know, maybe you had a Cole Kmet, and now that Justin Fields is down, Cole Kmet didn't do anything. So maybe you want to plug in a Taysom Hill. He's going to have the same kind of floor as a lot of the other tight ends that are going to be out there on waivers, but his upside is a lot higher than anyone else out there on waivers. So you might as well take the chance if you need to. Did we finally have the breakout game from Dalton Kincaid? 8 for 75 on 8 targets, second on the team in targets behind Stephon Diggs. This was a great sign from Kincaid, a great sign from the Bills. It looks like they're trying to get him more and more involved as the season goes on because Dawson Knox is just kind of a thorn in the side there. He's got the contract, but he only had 3 targets, 1 catch for 10 yards. But we might see Dalton Kincaid now get more and more involved here as the season goes on. So I am excited for him going forward. Go pick up Dalton Kincaid if you don't have one of these top tight ends. Or even if you do, you can pick him up and then trade him if you need. That's going to wrap it up, everyone. I've got no wide receivers to add on the list this week. I mean, you can throw Kendrick Bourne in there. You can throw Josh Downs in there. Both of those guys had good weeks, but they've been on previous videos of mine. So I didn't want to add them into this one as they've been on ones before. So they should have been rostered already. But appreciate y'all for watching. Drop any comments or any questions that you have below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But before y'all get out of here, just smash that like for me. Smash that subscribe if you're new. We are on the road to 500 subscribers and then on to the 1K. So it's just a way to support the channel. We'll see y'all in the next one.